Hello everybody, it is Jackie from Pocket of Preschool, and I am going to be sharing with you tons of activities for the light table, but this time we're doing all of the activities. They're all going to be about a community helper. So some of these you may have seen, some of these are brand new, but again, we want to make teaching simpler, not harder, right? So if there's a tried and true activity that you do at the light table and it has to do with the community helper, absolutely throw it in the mix, and you'll kind of see where I throw some of my tried and true, like, traditional, always amazing, always a hit, great activities into this community helper theme. So without further ado, I'm going to jump right in. I have an entire light table activity guide. I bound mine. It has all kinds of light table activities, or you can hop over to Pocket or Preschool, click, there's a link wherever the links are, and it'll show you there's a light table activity starter blog post, kind of like how to get started. Plus there's one for every season, as well as one for the holidays. So like bazillions of light table activities on the blog, but we're gonna jump right in. So the first one is a construction worker, because I feel like construction workers are one of their favorite community helpers. So I don't always use everything light table-ish. It's okay if it's not all light table things. So what we're gonna do is you can build different things. Oh, put your community helper, if you have any like hats or like vests, put these at the light table so that way they can be the community helper and dress in their gear as they're doing the activity. What these community helpers are gonna do, because what do construction workers? They build, right? And they build all kinds of things. But what we're gonna do is build roads. So I just have these road strips. So what I would do is probably put these towards the front. I usually put these in the corners. This would be grass, and obviously rocks are rocks. And then put these kind of up towards the front. And then you would have your blocks out. Use whatever blocks you have. So if you have these small, these are like light table Legos. I got these from the dollar store a while ago. You can have these out, and your students can build with these, so that way they can build the community. And I have different size roads pieces. You can just have these off to the side, right? You can't see it, but they're just over here. They're gonna be off to the side, and then they can build houses. You can also, if you have any, like I can build cards. I love using like a clear, these are like, I think a book holder. Put these kind of in the back, maybe like this on this side, and then that way they can look through, because little learners, sometimes it's hard for them to visualize different things. So maybe they want to build a road, but sometimes it's hard for them to recall all their memories, or maybe they've never been to a city, or maybe they've never been to like a farm, or they've never been to a bridge that looks like this. So you have these photos out so that way they can build using a visual for support. So maybe they're going to build a bridge over the overpass, or the road that they have, obviously. And then they're going to just kind of work together, and it can just be a whole bunch of different parts. And again, if you don't have these light table Legos, it's fine. If you have these like bigger Duplo type light table Legos, put those out. If you have whatever, maybe you have like those Jenga blocks that are for the light table, whatever blocks you have for the light table, put those out. It doesn't matter which ones. And then students can build all of the different things for their city, or maybe they're doing a town, or maybe they're making a highway, and they can make it connect. Now, a lot of my printables, I print them on regular paper and I laminate them. And look, you can still see through them. You don't need the fancy paper that's expensive. I personally have never been able to get it to work for me, but that's okay. And again, they can build little houses, all kinds of little different things. Some of them will even probably have the little trucks, or the dump trucks bring them the bricks. And they can build, like, maybe this is a skyscraper. Okay, again, lots of really great fine motor work. We're working on maps. I usually have the green out because it can be grass, or maybe they want some rocks out for the dirt. whatever you want to do. So again, have your little guy out, and then you can also put out a book all about construction workers. So that is one option. Okay. And these are in the light table guide. They're also a freebie on one of the blog posts. So go ahead and these little road pieces. So you can go ahead and grab those. And again, I just printed these on like regular paper. Okay. Now, maybe you were like, I don't want that, or I don't have those blocks, or that's not a skill we need to work on, and that's okay. Put out, where are they? I can't have other things falling on me. We're here. They can practice different types of lines. So how I made these myself. So I opened up the lamination pouch, drew these different types of lines inside, and then I ran it through the laminator, and then there's all these different types of lines. So that way they can drive on them. They can drive. Oh, I hit the thing. And they can drive and practice this line, or again, pretend my rocks are full because I dropped them, or they can build them with the different manipulatives. If you have any type of brown gem, that would work too. But again, lots and lots of different things. And then how I keep any extras of these, again, I use a little like book holder. These just happen to be clear, and I kind of keep them off to the side so that way they can switch them out if they want. And we have a nice engaging activity for, again, a construction worker. And I typically, when I do community helper, I usually do like one community helper. I do it for about 2 weeks. I do one community helper a day. So that is an idea for you. Another idea I have, this one is with a firefighter. So let me move my rocks. So this one would be a fine motor. So I found these fire cookie cutters on Amazon. And then I also found, well, not found, I took out the red and the orange and the yellow and the white gems. So what they can do is, and again, you can take your, if you have any books about that community helper, maybe you have some fire hats, put those back here, and that way they can wear their community helper hat. So what they're gonna do is it's just a fine motor activity. So we have some tweezers out. I love these hand tweezers, and they are just gonna put them in the fire. Basically, they're just filling it up. Now, you could also, if you have any little fire trucks, you could put those out here. Now, if you are like, I don't want it to just be fine motor, I want to sneak in some math, all you have to do is add a dice. So they're going to roll the dice, 1, and they're going to put it in the flame. Roll the dice. We're going to pretend it's 2 and put it in. I always typically sometimes have them put it in their hands, so that way they can count 1, 2. 1, 2, I have 2, because that one-to-one correspondence gets a little bit tricky sometimes. So they're basically filling up the flames. And again, super fun activity. I love, and you can switch this out, whatever cookie cutters you have to match that community helper, do that. If you have trains, use like brown, you could use black like pom-poms, and that could be the coal, and put like a book about train engineers up, and some dice. Or maybe you have some like bakery themed cookie cutters, so you can put those out, and you can do that for like a baker. Again, use what you have and make it work. And if you don't have these gems, these come in like the rainbow colors, like they came in all of them. I just pulled out the fire colored ones. And then I don't for this because I don't have that many, but you can also, if you want to make it just a little bit more engaging, you can put out your manipulatives in these little clear glass bowls, and then they're it's a little bit more engaging, right? Because the light is shining through. Also, you could also take some tissue paper, run it through the laminator, cut out some flames, and they could sort by color too. So you could have like a red flame, a yellow flame, an orange flame, and they could sort red, yellow, and orange. Well, that's orange, but yellow, right? So again, make the activity for what your students need to practice. Do they need to practice one-to-one correspondence? Do they need to practice counting? You could also, if your student, like let's say you're gonna use these for a Play-Doh tray. So we don't have those available for us to use. Make a set of name cards. So these I made the same way that I made the line. So I open up the piece of lamination, I write the name on the inside with a permanent marker, close it, send it through, and now we have our fire names. So I like having vehicles so that way they can drive and make it, but then they can also make it with the fire or the gems, which I have these because we use them for treasure, all kinds of different things. And if you don't have these, you can use pom-poms, you can use like a circle type counter, whatever you have. Or if you have gems, maybe, that works too. So they can make the name with the fire drums. And again, you could also use pom-poms. I had these out and I forgot to show you. So that way they could make them with the pom-poms. Obviously, you probably want to have the tweezers out because, you know, the more fine motor, the better. So yeah, so we have flames for our firefighter. You can make names, you can do types of lines, you can do a roll and fill with cookie cutters, or you can laminate tissue paper. How I laminate tissue paper is put a piece of tissue paper inside a lamination pouch, run it through, and we're good to go. And then you can cut it out to whatever shape your heart desires. Okay, firefighter, check. All right, the next one I have is a barista. So, not a typical community helper you might think of. So I just have a tray with real coffee beans, some plastic spoons, and some coffee cups. They're the same size. You can have them on different sizes. So you can do this a couple different ways. You can have them just fill, which is this really great fine motor. Again, we are just scooping and filling. And you can see I have dice on here. So they could also roll the dice 3, and they could take 3. 1, 2, 3, and then they could put them in. This dice has 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So level 1, and this dice has numbers up to 6. You can also use a dice that goes up to, I think this one goes up to 8 or 9. So again, 3 different levels. You can put them in there. But again, super great fine motor. Your classroom will also smell amazing. Just scoop and fill. And you can also ask any families if they have any old coffee beans that have expired that they would like to donate to the classroom. And you can get a whole bunch of coffee beans that way. So, a barista. Fun, fine motor, or math. Okay. All right, so we're going, a chef. So, I have our chef book. Put that out if you have any chef hats or like a chef outfit, or maybe like a apron, put those out. And here's what I have. I have a whole bunch of noodles. You can't really see there yet, but I literally just grabbed a whole bunch. I actually went in my sensory stuff. I keep random noodles in case I want to like dye them for different sensory tubs. So these are the different noodles that are in there. I think there's like a actual macaroni. So you can do a whole bunch of different things. It doesn't look pretty on here, but I wonder if you could see it. It is shining through, and because it's just a clear tray, and it looks really pretty. So what we're gonna do is, because chefs, they make pasta dishes, right? So again, you could do names, you could do the types of lines, or I have these letter cards I made. So I laminated a piece of tissue paper, and then there's letter cards, and I wrote letters A through Z, and they're all different colors. So they can take the noodles, again, you can have out tweezers, and they can make the names with the noodles. And what I would do with these extra ones is that I, again, just use a little book holder, and you can put them over here. So that way if they have out I don't know, let's say they have like J, you can put like some of them out, and then they can make the letters with the noodles. Like, how much fun is this? This would also be fun for like a pizza theme, because, you know, there's pasta a lot of times at the pizza places. And don't forget about putting spaghetti out, because look, it can make one of the long lines. So you can make letters. Oh, and I write the letters on here after it's laminated. But that also means you can't write on this with dry erase, because then it'll erase. So you can do letters, types of lines. And this is how I store them. Very fancy. I put them in a baggie, and I have them in a little, I have all my like DIY light table manipulatives. I keep it literally in this book bin. So now maybe you want to work on shapes. So again, these are my DIY shape mats. That's a square, even though it's cut off. I got some triangles. So again, they are going to make the shape with the noodles. We are just exploring shapes with the noodles. If you have some noodles that are big and some are small, you could also sort these noodles by size, which would be really fun too, right? Like, oh, and these, again, I made these, opened up lamination pouch, drew the shape. You could also make them smaller, and then ran it back through, and now I have my own set of shape mats, because, you know, you can use them for whatever you want. So you can make shapes, you can make letters. You could also, if you have a 10 frame mat, I think I have them in here, so I could show you. I have these. You could also, I usually put 3 of these will fit at my light table. So 1 here, and then 2 on the sides. That's a little bit easier to see. So what you could do is you would roll the dice. 1, and then put 1 in. Roll the dice. 6. We're gonna pretend it's 3. 1, 2. Let's do different noodles. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I have 3. I love to have them put it in their hands, so that way we can practice and make sure we have the right amount in our hand. And then basically it's just roll the dice until you fill it up. And some students play it where they have to have the exact amount to fill it up, or some students today, like if they have, you know, 2 left and they roll a set like a 3, that works, because it's more than 3. Again, they're exploring more and less, and I let them kind of make up the rules as they want. So you could use a 10 frame mat with this. So this is just I opened up the lamination pouch. I wrote the numbers inside. I put the tape on, this one is on the outside. I should have put the tape on the inside, because you can tell they could pick it off basically. So open it up, put your tape inside, put the numbers on there, and then close it, run it through, and then you have these DIY 10 frame mats. And also, again, hindsight's 2020, I would put a frame around the edge. And you can use these for any theme. So that is a really fun idea for a chef. All right, so we have our noodles. All right. So I was at the Dollar Tree one day, and I found these combs, and they are like, kind of like see-through-ish, right? They're kind of that like clear, pretty plastic. So this is a reminder to always be on the lookout for things in places you wouldn't look, and that way you have fun things for your light table that you would never expect, right? So I just made a little measure the combs on in a sentence strip. I forgot to, but grab a book about either a hairstylist or a barber, or there's a lot of great books about hair. Put one of those out. And all of these are from the Dollar Tree. They're in the fancy section of the Dollar Tree. These are just those cubes that connect. If you don't have these, that's okay. You can use like gems. Those would work too. Anything that connects. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna connect the cubes and measure. I'm trying to find the short one for you guys. And measure how big it is. So that one is too short. Oh, you can't see it. It's that way. Again, we're just practicing informal or non-standard measurement because we're using cubes to measure how big the combs are. Now, I don't know if they still have these at the dollar store. You can look, but also, again, just remember, be on the lookout for things in, like at the Dollar Tree, that anything is clear, you can put it at the light table. And then you have, I think this was 2 packs I bought. So I spent, what, $2.50 on these? And how fun is this for a community helper thing? Like, so fun. And again, it doesn't have to be something super fancy, all the printables. Just write it on a sentence strip. So there's that one. Oh, there's my baby. And I literally keep the measure the combs in here with it, so that way I don't have to find things again. Now, does that mean I won't use it for something different? No, but, you know, I have it ready to go. Okay, another fun thing you could do. Okay, for a farmer, I have 2 things. So again, grab your, let me get rid of this. Hold on. Grab your books about a farmer. And then if you, I know you guys might remember this one. So I have those eggs. So all the eggs at the Dollar Tree that are clearish, they are great for, so I have all these compounds, and they're basically going to pick a carrot, and what you can do to make it look like they're underground, you'd probably actually use brown tissue paper for this, but just literally set it on there. You can kind of see how you can see through it. And then just put these on top. You can, again, add tweezers if you want, but they find the carrot, identify the number 2, 1, 2, and then we're gonna put it in, put it inside. So again, great fine motor, we're identifying numbers. If you teach kinder, you can also put math facts on here. This is just a little colored sticker. So super, super fun. Super simple. This one's fun also for like Easter. I think that's the one I showed it to you guys, was when it was like a spring idea. But again, if you have an activity that students loved in years past and it worked and they got a lot out of it and they were engaged and having fun, use it again, and you can use it for different themes. Because maybe this year's crew needs to practice identifying numbers more than last year's did. Every year, the kiddos are different, right? Okay, so another one might be, especially if you're doing community helpers in the fall, maybe a different type of farmer is one of the farmers that works on an apple orchard. And again, Apple Farmer Annie, this one just any like apple orchard book that has a farmer, or like this book would be great, Jobs on a Farm, so they know that a farmer isn't just planting, you know, seeds and growing and on a tractor. So either one works, or both. So what I did, actually, take these back. So these are just button counters. I actually recently got these. They're from the not the Dollar Tree. They're from Amazon. And I have a whole list on Amazon with all of my light table supplies I buy and use and love. Obviously, you don't have to have all of these. I try and have different things, so that way if you have one thing, you know, you can like substitute it out for a different thing. But these are just some button counters. And then, but instead of having all of them out, I'm just gonna get out the apple colors. And we are going to sort by color. So I have a red apple. Oh my gosh. And a green apple. And a yellow apple. But I wanna show you how I made these apples. So I have a giant like tub or baggie of laminated tissue paper that I keep just extra. So that way when I think of an activity, I have it laminated so I don't have to go laminate it again. So if I need more than one of something, I take my lamination, my tissue paper that's laminated, I staple it at the top, And then I draw the pattern in a dry erase marker. Because look, you can, it'll just erase right off. Hold on, I'll use my shirt, it'll be faster, or my pants. Okay, hold on. Obviously, you probably want to use a tissue paper, but look. So now, we have our apple for farmer. We have our apples at the apple orchard, and they are just going to sort by color. And again, I just put out the green, the yellow, and the red. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And they are just going to sort by color. Again, you can add a dice if you want, or they can just sort by color. If you don't have the button counters, you can use, like, these gems would be fine, or if you have these gems, or if you have any, like pom-poms would also work. They could sort, or you could put out a couple bowls with different things for them to sort. And again, you can put out tweezers with each one. So fun. Again, we love to talk about apples and apple orchards, but I think when you do farmer, it's important to talk about how it's not just farmers don't just drive tractors. There's a lot of things that farmers do. They, milk the cows and take care of the cows and all the different animals on the farm. And they have orchards and they have the pumpkin patch. So they grow all the different fruits and vegetables. Because I feel like sometimes when things grow in a tree, I don't know. Students are very concrete in their thinking. So just gotta kind of break them out. So again, farmer, got some apples, and we are doing some color sorting. Now, I know you're not going to have time to do all of these every year, but I'm just giving you guys some examples of different things you can do because different years, your kiddos are going to need different things. Okay, I have, where did it go? Okay. So, this one is dentist. Again, take your book, put it out. This is just on regular paper laminated. So this is from my Healthy Body and Teeth Science Unit. So if you have science posters about whatever is on the light table, put those out. So these would be hung on the wall, not me. And then, again, everything doesn't have to be all of the light table stuff. These are all of the little tools. I think I got this at like the Dollar Tree. And then if you don't have little teeth, you can use gems and they can put the teeth in there. And then don't forget about the floss. So that way they can practice flossing. I think I bought 2. That way they can examine the different teeth x-rays. You can also do Google images, look up dental x-rays, and they'll have a ton. Oops, this fell over. So that way they can explore dental x-rays and taking care of teeth just like a dentist does at the light table. Now you can also do dentist, oh, this is dentist, duh. You can also do, if you don't want to do dentist, maybe you have that somewhere else in your classroom. You could also do, I have it right here, hold on. You could also do vet. Put up a vet book and put out all of the vet x-rays. These are just laminated. You can also put out, with the vet ones, different animals, so that way they have to match which animal the x-ray goes with. So if like you have them all spread out, and if this is dog, they have to match it dog. And then again, have these out so that way they can trace the bones. You can also put out dry erase markers so they can trace the bones with that. Or if you are out and about around Halloween time, they have these little, like, it's like table scatter, but they're little bones so they can trace the bones in the different animals. So that would be vet. Again, I'm giving you guys tons and tons and tons of options, I know. And then, don't forget about, obviously, a doctor, nurse. Again, whatever books you have, put those out. And then this is again from my science unit because the light table is great to explore sciencey things, put out all of those x-rays. There's more. Obviously, you'd want to spread them out. If you have any, again, science posters, put that up. And then the students can trace the bones with the little bones. You can also use Q-tips if you don't have those. Or again, you can pretend these are bones. Use what you got. And then, don't forget, because I know it's almost Halloween time, grab a spooky skeleton and put him or her at the light table because they can see the x-ray and try and find it on the skeleton. So I love, you can also take it apart, and then it can be like a cheap Dollar Tree skeleton puzzle. And then they can also like measure all the different bones, like what's the bones, how many bones big is it? Again, really, really fun with not a lot of crazy stuff. And again, if you don't have these bones, you can cut up Q-tips in half, and those can be your bones, or you can use any kind of like clear gem. And again, put out those books to support their learning and any science posters to build all of that background knowledge. Now, if you don't have all of the things, it's okay. You can also open a book. So, let's see, where's the page about plumbers? Because, here it is. Use this book, little guy, and open the book up to that page. These are free on my construction. The little vocabulary cards are free on my construction activities blog posts, so you can grab those. So you don't have to have a ton of posters. Use what you have. So if you have a book, open it up. And I happened to have these. They are just like translucent pipes, so they can just, we're gonna pretend that they build. So they can just build and explore, just like a plumber. Again, this is a community helper thing. So use what you have. If you have these pipes, grab one of your books about plumbers, grab this freebie off of my blog, and they can build just like a plumber. Or if you have Legos, there's also a bricklayer one in here, so you can open up to one of the pages or do some Google images on a bricklayer, and you can put that up. Again, so many different things we can do. We're not just limited to the few things that, you know, I don't know. I feel like once I really started being like, oh, the light table, it's not that crazy. It's not this big extra thing. It's just, what activity do I have that I don't have space for in another part of the classroom? How can I adapt that and put that at the light table? That really helped me think that this isn't extra and super cumbersome and just super tricky. Mechanic. So if you have these cars, why not put out your Magna blocks? Oh my gosh, please don't break. I just have them in like a little sorter, and they can build a car. I do like to put these out because they can like pretend they're headlights. Oh, you can't see those because they're not the right color. It's matches, right? So they can like pretend, look, we got like headlights. They can make bumpers. They can do all of the things, and they can build a car just like a mechanic at the mechanic shop. And again, these stick so they can be, you know, the windshield. Make them be whatever you want it to be. So fun. Again, using what we already have. If you have these, awesome. But maybe your students are super into trains. Pretend these are train cars. Find a book or a picture about an engineer, and they can be an engineer and build a train. Again, use what students are interested in. Think about what materials you have and how you can adapt them for your little learners. Again, super simple, right? Nothing crazy, but how, like, this looks super, super engaging, right? Like, this is much more engaging than just having the magnet blocks out, right? Because then your kiddos are probably like, oh, magnet blocks again, although those are super popular. So, but again, like, kids need lots of change. We all know that their attention span is small and that they, sometimes it takes a lot for us to get them engaged and excited about something. So just add a little bit. Again, just use what you already have. And there you go. I think, oh, one more thing. So you have the little firefighters. That's the wrong book. Oh, I don't know where it went. But anyways, grab your firefighter book and look. So I have these like little red tea light candles. So if you have blocks, which I don't know where I put them now. Can't find them. So if you have like, where that? We're just gonna use, we'll just put these out. So let's say they need to make a house or something. Obviously these are probably not the best blocks to do that with. But they could make a house. You would probably want to use like a Duplo or some type of Jenga block for this. Or you know what? You can even use your magnet blocks. Why am I making this harder than it is? But they can make it a couple stories high. They can put the flames inside. Get these out of here. That was a bad idea. And we have our little fire trucks. And again, you would have your firefighter book out, or maybe if you have firefighter hats. And then you just have, I probably wouldn't have them in that thing. I would probably just have them out here, just like that. And then also, if you're like, I don't have these, I want to say the Dollar Tree usually has them. Try coloring them, like the white ones red, and see what happens. Or maybe put some tissue paper around them, and then it would actually look like a little flame. Like how fun is that? So now they're building a structure, and they're putting the fire in it so the firefighters can come and put out the fire. So yes. So I hope you guys loved all of these community helper themed light table activities. Again, there's a ton of resources on the blog, and I have a light table guide if you want more help with your light table in the classroom and using it without stress, making it easy and fun for you and for your kiddos. Super engaging, again, using a lot of the things you already have. Yeah, go check out the blog. There's a starter, like how to get started blog post. There's also one on each season, which has tons and tons of themes in it. And then there's one about the holidays, and now we'll have the community helper one. So yeah, so I hope you loved it. And if you're doing community helpers, there's a blog post all about community helpers that they fire, finger paint freebie, some like community sign. So make sure you check that out. There's also a book list on all of my favorite community helper books. So make sure you go check all of that out. Oh, and last week I did a whole video on community helper butcher paper activity. So make sure you check that out too. I forgot about that because we just finished that up. So yeah, so much fun. Community helpers is such a fun theme. And again, even if you can't use all of these for community helper, you can use them for something else. So you guys have an amazing night, and I will talk to you guys very soon. Bye.